Hey, what's up YouTube? Here is David DBEE and welcome to my Achilles Smite build video. So this is Achilles. This isn't really a tutorial on how to play him or how to lane with him, but just purely a build if you're kind of struggling and not sure what to build. I'm going to be doing this series basically from time to time. I'm hoping to cover every god if potentially, but we will see how this goes. So let's go into God Builder, and this is my new Achilles build for 2026. This is for the start of the new year. And I will be explaining to you guys kind of how to go about it. So to start off with the leveling order, so you want to level up your one, uh, first your one, then your tree, two, alt, tree, one, alt, tree, one. Then you're gonna upgrade your alt again. Then you're gonna upgrade your two twice, your alt, your two twice, and then your alt finally at level 20. So this is for Conquest and specific, I would say this build. Um, if you're going in Joust in specific, I would just, instead of upgrading your tree twice, I probably get your two in Joust, but this probably also would work in general. But this kind of like, if you're playing a different game mode, this could be a little bit situational depending on what you're doing. So the goal in a nutshell is to get your tree leveled up ASAP, but you want your one for that early game extra damage and for the early game a little bit better clear. And it helps you with the jungle buff as well a lot more. So that is kind of your leveling order. So you prioritize your tree, then your one, then your two, and your alt whenever you can upgrade your alt basically. So, to start out the build, so we're going to look down here into starting items. You're going to get yourself Warrior's Axe, which is a staple. It's a very good item, especially in solo lane. It's going to be kind of your bread and butter for the build. And I will go straight up into doubling up on potions and chalice. And you want to abuse the chalice from early on. The earlier you buy it, the earlier and more value return you will get throughout the game. And you probably hear this everywhere, but at the current moment, you want to build Sundering Arc because it helps you clear buffs, it helps you invade. It is a very, very strong relic at the current moment. And you're gonna have your little Bifrost shard just to ward. Whenever you back early game, definitely throw in an extra ward here and there. Achilles is not too prone to being ganked. He's not too much of a gankable character because he is very mobile, especially once you hit level 5. It's difficult to gank Achilles with that ult, with the stun and the movement from his tree, and his Achilles is very strong and tanky. But I always do recommend it for newer players to throw in a ward whenever you can, basically. You're going to be getting, I think, 2 of the health pots because that's all you can afford early game. And that's going to be your early game build. So, moving on onto the final build, which you're going to be, obviously, you're going to be upgrading your Sundering Axe. This item is really strong, really good. Very few warriors actually do not build it, so I heavily recommend Sundering Axe for you. Strength, protection, and from both physical and magical. And the passive is very insane. Damaging an enemy god deals 150 plus 10% of your protections from items, true damage, and restores 125 health. And this effect can only be activated on one god every 8 seconds. But it's a lot of damage early game, sorry, late game basically, because you're going to be building tanky. Next up, your first item on the list will be the Reaper. 65 strength, 10% lifesteal. It's gonna make you very easily to sustain in lane, to sustain in fights as well. And once you get to the team fight stage, when you kill a god, you heal 15% of the slain god's max health. When you assist a god, you're going to be healing 7.5% of the slain god's max health. Why this is very strong Achilles is because of your ultimate. You will be killing people, you'll be assisting in killing people. You are a killing machine. So definitely a staple item. I always mispronounce this item, but Sanguine Lash or Sanguine, I don't know how you pronounce it. Help me out in comments. Again, more lifesteal, more protections. Then on use, if we just kind of look down on it, 1 second. Oop, I was meant to just. I cannot scroll down here. I think that's it. I don't know. It just doesn't let me scroll down. Or if I press into it, no. Okay. Anyways, enemies within 4 meters, minus 0.75% health, max 200, as physical damage per 1 second, and plus 1 for every 10% lifesteal. So this will be stacking here with that 1%. And unused, you get another 5% lifesteal for 4 seconds, which means you're going to have 20% lifesteal altogether. And now damage is 0.33 seconds for 4 seconds, and the cooldown is 40 seconds for this. Sanguine is used by a lot of characters at the moment, even assassins at the moment. It's a very strong lifesteal item. It helps you do that little bit of an AoE damage as well around you. So it is kind of a must in a sense at the current. This will also make you pretty tanky early game. You don't have a lot of HP currently with the build. You're gonna get a little bit more extra HP later on, but you're gonna be doing a lot of damage and you're gonna have a lot of survivability with this build. Next up is Brawler's Beatstick. So, plus 15 magical and physical protection, and you have an adaptive staff. It's plus 40 strength or plus 55 intelligence, based on whichever is higher. So you're going to be doing a little bit extra damage. And then if no god damage taken slash dealt in the last 5 minutes, you have plus 75% of the bonus stat above for 4 seconds on damage dealt. If damaged by a god, instead, plus 20 protections. So it's a very just kind of strong universal protection item. And notice the trend with all of these items, they're not too expensive to invest early game as well. That's something when I was picking this build, I wanted to make sure you're not investing in heavy items early game. That 2.5, 2.6k is a very reasonable investment for the early game, and you can still be situational afterwards. So I have a situational items section here. These are your 3 staples, that's my opinion. After this, you can then mess around with the situational items if you need them, or you can continue with the final build. Next up, we have Gladiator Shield, so you have a bit of HP now, which is nice, you have a bit of cooldown, and a lot more physical protection. We're steering towards the physical protection mark, making sure that we get the bonus from Beatstick, basically. And your abilities deal bonus physical damage equal to 10%, equal to 10 plus 40% of your item protection. Triggers once per ability cast per god. Glad Shield, once you reach Glad Shield, you're going to be actually doing a pretty solid damage in general. If you're a little bit snowballed, you're going to be really dominating at this point in the game. Then you have Spirit Rope. Spirit Rope is a crazy good overall health, not health, healing and protection item overall. So it has 25 of physical and magical. But when you get hit by a hard crowd control, you heal 4% of your HP over time, and you gain 40 plus protections for 6 seconds. So if you, let's say, get Ares pulled in, you're going to know that even though you're already in that 1v5, your protections are going to be pretty solid. At least gives you that extra time to survive for your team to follow up if a situation like that would happen. And then finally, Spectral. You need Spectral for Conquest. They're going to be building crit 9 out of 10 games. Please buy Spectral in your games. And it's the cherry on the top with 400 max health. Very beefy item. Very beefy item. Next up, we got Titan's Bane for the first situational item. If you need anything to do with penetration, you're snowballing, you want to do more damage, you want to do more objective damage as well, you feel you need to carry the team a little bit more, you can replace this with any of these 3. I would keep Spectral. Maybe Glad and Spirit Robe are the only items you should be messing around with, but I would keep Spectral thinking about it. Situation items, Titan's Bane and Jotuns are your 2 damaging variants, which I would recommend, simply for the cooldowns or for the penetration. If you want to use more abilities, build Jotuns. If you want to deal more damage because they're very tanky, build Titan's Bane. Next up is what my physical protection alternatives, if they have a high physical team. Me and Lion is crazy against ADCs, I mean. It helps you reflect their basic attacks at a very high rate of 40%. So if you're boxing an ADC, this item could be the difference between you winning that 1v1 or not. Then we have Ragnarok's Wake, which is a massive, massive meteor which you're able to get into and basically jump somewhere. This is a good situation item because you don't know if you're struggling to engage, if you don't have much engage on your team, you can use this as some like an alternative. It's really strong in certain situations. To go onto fire, onto Gold Fury. If you're very ahead and you want to punish them as well and just out of nowhere kind of surprise them, I recommend this. And for my two magical alternatives, they have both magical and physical protection, but that's fine. Magi's Cloak, if they have too much CC, you need Magi's Cloak simply. That's cool. You don't have beads, Magi's Cloak is there for you in case you need it. You're basically going to get a bubble of beads, I think it's every 90 seconds, which you are able then just tank 1 CC hit. And finally, Hussar's Wings. Uh, this is a very good item because you're immune to slows. So if you're playing against a lot of slows, this could be good. This is a heavy investment though, heavy investment. If you are building this, my recommendation would be to build Hussar's Wing last. Uh, unless you really need it. Again, this is very situational, but if you are ahead, I'd prioritize the other items in the build first because I think that will just give you more value. And you're ahead, which means you're able to invest in this later. If you are kind of even, you need to make a call when you want to invest in this item because it is a lot of gold. And when you're behind, definitely try to build it a bit earlier because then at least you can start building the tree. And you can get your HP and protections even higher at that point in the game. But this is a very crazy item from the investment point of view, so you have to be very careful when and how you build it. Anyways, this was my Achilles build for 2026. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. It was boy David DBEE. I'm gonna talk to you guys later. Take care and goodbye.